Governor Pritzker now says ICE agents are staging right now at Great Lakes Naval Base to begin immigration enforcement as soon as this weekend. Now, there's been no communication from the White House, so city and state officials say they're relying on media reports and their own personal sources. Political reporter Marianne Ahern just returned from a press conference with the governor. What did he have to say, Marianne?
It has been such changing information. We really had to monitor it almost by the moment. The White House has repeatedly said it would target sanctuary cities, and Chicago has been bracing for increased attention. But what will it look like? This afternoon, Governor Pritzker was in Berwyn at a public school meeting with students and teachers about the pending federal actions and how it might impact their community. Governor Pritzker was asked about reports that the Texas National Guard already had arrived at Great Lakes Naval Base, but may now be moving to New Orleans.
We haven't got any information or even intel about a redirection. That's not to say that it hasn't happened. I mean, certainly out of the president's mouth the other day, he suggested that perhaps he's going to send National Guard to Louisiana.
Late this afternoon, the Texas governor's office said its guardsmen were never scheduled to be sent to Chicago, adding Governor Pritzker is not in the loop on Texas troop activities.
As you mentioned, this is moment by moment we're getting updates. We just mentioned the El Grito Festival has been postponed because of this possible immigration threat. There's so many other events, though, going on in Chicago related to Mexican Independence Day. What happens to those now?
We have such a huge Mexican population, yes, Mexican American. And so, yes, organizers are cautious that the Mexican consulate says it will be monitoring events. As for Mayor Brandon Johnson, he does support holding the Independence Day festivities as planned.
The Mexican heritage is a part of the soul of Chicago, and I fully expect that the city of Chicago will celebrate the independence of Mexico the way it has done in the past, right? Look, I know that the president is working hard to intimidate the people of Chicago. I'm not intimidated, and no one should be. But I do understand that there's a level of anxiety that does exist in our city.
As for the unsanctioned car caravans that we have seen in the past that have also taken place during Mexican Independence Day celebrations, the mayor asked Chicagoans to celebrate responsibly or they will be held accountable.
So we've talked about those who are welcoming federal help, but we'll be watching it day by day. We'll see what happens.
Yes, there are those, of course, there are Republicans from state lawmakers as well as others who are saying what's wrong with the governor and the mayor for not accepting any kind of boots on the ground, even if it is the National Guard.
After the weekend, right, we had 9 people murdered, 58 shot, and we have our governor out there and our mayor out there talking about everything is fine and we don't need any help. No, we actually do need the help.
The bottom line, what form this federal deployment takes is still not clear. Courts in California ruled it was illegal for President Trump to send the National Guard without a request from the governor, and it appears perhaps the White House has listened. And we have learned finally that the governor will not leave for a planned trade mission to Japan. He will stay in Chicago to monitor what takes place over the next few weeks.
A lot going on. Okay.
Yes.
Marianne, thank you very much for the updates. We appreciate your reporting. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this, continue to monitor developments and the possible deployment of federal agents to the Chicago area. You can trust NBC Chicago on the air and online to bring you the latest as it comes into our newsroom.